Can LEGO City Space continue its winning streak? Let's find out. Hello everybody, the Brickologist here with another LEGO City Space 2024 set review. Today we have set number 60439, Space Science Lab. This set retails for about $35 US, contains 560 pieces, and we'll talk more about that price to part ratio later in this video, and I got my copy at the LEGO store. Here is a front look at your box. I love the space branding in the corner there. The back of the box showcases some of the features this set contains. This set includes not one, not two, not three, but 4 separate instruction manuals, which I think is just kind of ridiculous for a set of this size. Now, this final manual here does have a few advertisements at the back, including this nice ad for all the other sets from this theme. I reviewed all of those earlier this year. Go check out those videos. And of course, how the interlocking airlock system functions. Now, normally I don't take a closer look at the manuals, but I needed to point something out inside booklet number 2. You see you put this 1x4 white plate on this brick. Well, it's mysteriously gone the next step, and the next few. And then it finally returns on step number 17 with no instruction, just a kind of weird, odd misprint throughout this entire booklet. Printing errors out of the way, the set is now complete, and it is technically one large build, but there are a couple of small things you can remove. We'll look closer at all of that in a minute, but first let's focus on the minifigures. The first minifigure here is a member of the Green Space Crew, and the very unique thing about this guy is the fact that he's in a wheelchair. I think this marks the first time we've ever seen a LEGO wheelchair in space. How cool is that? The figure himself is just relatively plain and very similar to other figures from this series, but the wheelchair is what seals the deal. The second minifigure here is the exact same one we got with the Interstellar Spaceship set, which is $15 cheaper than this set. So not really the most unique figure. However, she does have a constellation face tattoo, which I find very interesting. Finally is the alien included with this set, which might just be the single best city minifigure ever created. Oh my goodness, this is too cute. They gave him his own spacesuit using the weird small figure torso we saw introduced with LEGO Dreams last year. That is incredible. Additionally, he gets his own helmet, which you're probably like, why would he need a helmet? Well, obviously he can breathe the atmosphere of his own planet, but when he's brought into the pressurized chamber of the science lab, which has oxygen for the humans to breathe, he's gonna need a helmet to breathe his own air. LEGO thought about everything with this figure. I'm obsessed with it. Now we can focus on the Space Science Lab itself, which sees the return of the fantastic color scheme LEGO has established for these new city space sets in 2024. Sand blue, white, and the brand new darker orange, which kind of looks like tomato soup to me. I love this color combination. The front of the structure here looks pretty cool. We have that 2x2 printed tile we've seen throughout these city space sets. I love that. You also have the power cord right here, which has a print as well, and you can easily take this piece off, which is a nice function. This front section here acts as the entry point for our minifigures. There is a nice printed control panel on a 1x1 tile right there, which I think looks pretty cool. The door itself has some really cool striped details that are made using the triangular tile pieces. That is such a good technique. And you also can open said doorway by pulling on this piece and it slides up. If you let go, it will go down like so. Not the most unique function in the world, but it does get the job done. Let's do a 360 view of the exterior of this set before we go to the interior. This side here is pretty much just the airlock. If you've seen any of my other reviews for these city space sets, you know how these airlocks function. This one right here can open up with some hinges, which works very nice. And of course, it is compatible with other sets. Specifically, the big command base set can combine with this one. And look out for a future video when I experiment with all the different combinations these sets provide. Other than the airlock though, this section looks relatively plain, but it's not nearly as plain as have this section, which is just a flat wall with a big old window. That's all there is over here. However, I'm not particularly upset about this because it means the entire structure is enclosed and not a dollhouse style. The final section from the exterior here has a lot more to talk about, with another airlock and an airlock extension, which is a charging station for a small little speeder vehicle. And the cool thing about this vehicle is it's wheelchair accessible. That is something I never thought we'd see in a Lego set. It's amazing for representation, and it's just super fun and unique. I love it. Another cool thing about this small vehicle here is you can actually rotate these pieces to have the engines facing backwards, which I think is very cool. You also have that printed control panel there, although this space logo is a sticker. Seems like that could have been a print. The charging station itself does have the power core piece right here that can easily be removed, and I love kind of the illusion that there are cables running through this. That is all very cool, and you can take your little speeder here and land it on here. Very effective function. Additionally, this entire thing can come off, which is good. However, it leaves a big old hole in the entire thing, which makes it no longer airtight, so I'd recommend leaving that on unless you have some other sets from this line. You may or may not have noticed this sticker with an arrow on it pointing to this gold bar. Well, if you pull on said gold bar, that's how this entire thing swings open, so you can get a closer look at the interior. The section by the entrance is a bit plain. There actually is literally nothing here besides a couple of clips, although there's no accessories to actually put on them, and then you have a couple of tiles here with some stickers. Not bad little details, I just feel like there could have been a lot more going on. We're gonna skip the alien part for a second and look at the other two sections of this build. This is the most laboratory-esque part of the entire design. Once again, there are a couple of tiles with stickers, which look pretty cool. You also have another power core and a little microscope. So some good details, definitely more than the other side, but still nothing to write home about. Ironically, the most boring part from the outside is actually probably the most detailed section on the inside. There's like a small kitchenette over here with a coffee mug. You have that Black Panther hoop piece, which I'm guessing is maybe for exercise. I'm not entirely sure, but there is a bed and a TV on the wall, and it looks like we have a big soccer fan. I wonder what team this guy watches. And off on the other side, we have a shower, which is a fun detail. However, it would have been cool to have maybe some kind of water piece on the floor to add some extra flair. That's pretty cool though. Now, the middle section here is a piece of alien terrain they have built this base around so they can study it, and Lego just went nuts with the detail here. I've really enjoyed the strange alien life we've gotten in these city space sets, and this I think is the single best piece of it we have yet. These strange vines use the crack eggshell piece with a magenta frog and a purple leaf. I mean, what on earth is going on there? There also is a crystal in the center. This is great. I love this. It's also kind of modular. You can actually take it off right here, which is pretty cool, and put it somewhere else in your display. And then this whole thing here can fold back together if you so choose. However, there's a big hole on the top, which is kind of unfortunate because that's actually covered up by a piece that's attached to the alien life. So Lego made some weird compromises there. I will end the close-up though by raving about the dome here for just a second. I know these pieces are not new, however it is my first experience with them, and they are spectacular. Absolutely fantastic molds, and I can't wait to see what Lego can do with them in the future and how creative they'll get with their capabilities. And there you have it, y'all. That is my review for the Lego City Space Science Lab. This is not my personal favorite set from this sub-theme. I tend to prefer vehicles to playsets, but for a playset build, this is really, really solid. It looks good from the exterior. The interior, I think, lacks detail in a couple of places, but excels in detail in a couple more. And overall, it just makes for a solid set. The minifigures are also desirable, which is nice, and the playability is really good. However, there's the one thing we always have to talk about with a Lego set these days, And that's the price. 560 pieces for $35 is one of the greatest deals I've ever seen in my life. From a price to part ratio perspective, it's beyond spectacular. However, sometimes price per piece can be misleading if all the pieces are tiny. But this set has 4 gigantic quarter dome pieces and a bunch of very specialized parts. It's just the best of both worlds. I literally cannot believe how well priced this Lego set is. I'm dreaming. Like, Lego could have charged $60 for this product, and I don't think anybody would have really batted an eye because it's 2024. But they're charging $35. I'm literally gonna give this set a bump in my rating because of how good a deal it is. It's not my favorite set from the theme, but it is a really good set and another huge win for this sub-theme. That's why I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Those are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Peace out, God bless. Bye-bye.